Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Mortgage Mondays. Let's jump into what we're going to go over. Do stick around. At the end of the video, I've got a big announcement that's going to be pretty massive. So stick around for that. Going to put that there at the end of the video there. Anyways, we got, let's jump into the things that we like to go over here on Monday. We got our current mortgage rates. Okay. 30-year fixed rates are sitting around 6.25. You got your 15 years around 5.75. That does mean if you went to with a 15-year, your payment would be about 15 to 20% higher on average, but you're going to build equity a whole lot faster, and you're going to pay that mortgage off in literally twice as fast. So something to consider there with the 15-year if you're looking at buying or even refinancing. All right. So what do those rates right now mean? Let's take a look at the rates, by the way. Let's hop over to that screen. So if you're looking at rates right now, this is what you'd be locking in. Again, roughly at that 6.25% range for all your government type loans, and more or less for all the conventional loans is in that same range, 6.375, 6.5. 15-year, again, it's a little higher payment, pay it off a lot quicker, but you can see that rate's pretty substantially better. That's that yellow line down there at the bottom. Your conventional loans, if you're putting 20% down, you're in the 6.25, 6.375 range, a little higher if you're putting less than 20% down. That's what those numbers mean there. So just a little FYI on those rates. So what does that mean as far as what you should do? So if you're around 6.25 or higher, definitely time to give me a call about refinancing. Give me a call, shoot me an email, and do that. All right. If you're around 5.75 or higher, maybe it makes sense to do a debt consolidation loan, depending on what your rates are on. Maybe if you got some major credit card debts, maybe even pay off a car and get that paid off, and maybe you end up at a much lower overall payment, even if you raise your mortgage interest rate just a little bit. We don't want to go too crazy on that, but it might make sense for you in the long term. Right. So use the house to help consolidate everything, get your payments all the way down. Just do me a favor, make sure you don't go and spend a bunch of money on that credit card again or buy another car. Right. The point is to lower your debts. And do keep in mind, no matter what, you have to have the equity in Texas to be able to do that. You have to have at least 20% equity to even start that conversation. So again, give me a call for either of those when we're talking about consolidating debt or just doing a refinance. Let's talk about if it makes sense for you. Anything over 5.75 for debt consolidation, 6.25 for a straight rate and term, meaning you're just lowering your payment, hopefully. Give me a call. All right, let's talk about the mortgage tip of the week here for any of my current homeowners. Around this time of year, it's probably already happened a couple months ago, actually, but it's the mortgage tip for this week. Anytime it happens, you might be getting your mortgage, your escrow payments change. Okay, so when those change every year, they usually go up because your taxes tend to go up, and your insurance, that's the other I term I was thinking of, tend to go up every year. Okay? So therefore, your escrow payment will go up every year. You got two options. You can usually just take the monthly payment increase as long as there wasn't any crazy shortage. It goes up a reasonable amount to account for the increase in those payments. You can also do a big one-time lump sum payment up front to keep your monthly payment a little lower. All right. So whichever one works for you, do that. I always recommend that you put aside an extra, like, even just $25 a month. All right. That's $600 at the end of the year. That usually takes care of any of at least the insurance difference, if not some of the tax payment difference. All right. So you throw an extra $50 every month into your escrow account. You're going to be taking care of most of it if you just do that every month. And then you don't see that crazy issue when the escrows change every year. Now, do keep in mind, if you do put too much in there, that's fine. There's only a certain amount extra that the mortgage companies are allowed to keep. So if you end up going over that figure, they will refund you every year. So throw a little extra in there. Just make sure that your payment doesn't change too dramatically over what's just accounting for directly the increase in homeowners insurance and property taxes. So calendar things coming up here, switching gears again a little bit here. Calendar headliners coming up. There's not too much locally. It's the dog days of summer. Historically, that phrase comes from the brightest star in I'm reading my notes here, Canis Major constellation, the Cirrus star. Right? So that's why it rises with the summer sun. That's when it starts coming out in the sky. So that's where the dog days. That's officially the next 40 days or so. So it's hot. It's Texas. Some stuff to be aware of there. Make sure sure that your air conditioning filters are getting changed regularly if you haven't been doing that, and watch the cooling. I know my air conditioning right now, I literally have an AC guy coming out today because it's just not quite keeping up where it has been the last couple of weeks, and I think I'm running a little low on Freon. Most of y'all I'm talking to have brand new homes. It probably is not an issue, but just watch for that. Make sure to change those air filters regularly during this next couple of months. Something else, because of the heat that's out there right now, don't forget to look for your local watering restrictions for your lawn and whatnot, so pay attention to that. But at the same time, did y'all know here in Central Texas that we need to water our foundations? That is a legitimate and real thing. You need to water your house. The reason for that is the clay that the majority of Central Texas has in the ground, and it expands a whole lot and contracts throughout the seasons. And so during the dog days of summer, during this dead heat, if it dries out too much, it pulls away from the foundation and could flex the foundation a little bit. Obviously, our foundations are built to take care of that, but too much flex, nothing can change it. So make sure you're just keeping up a regular watering schedule. I never change mine. I don't care what the conditions are as far as the restrictions go. I always keep mine on. And you want to do it, by the way, early in the morning. I think mine are set to go off at 3 or 4 a.m. The people that do police it will still see that, by the way. I've gotten one fine in the last 10 years, but I do recommend keeping the sprinklers on. That should take care of it if you're just doing that regularly. Okay, just don't let it completely dry out. All right, that's really all I've got as far as all kind of my updates. Big announcement I wanted to let everyone know about is I have changed companies. I'm no longer with Velocio Mortgage. I am now with Venture Mortgage. I made a change because I wanted to step away from the builder business. Love getting people into homes, but I wanted to deal a little bit less with the builders and a lot more with my clients. And so that's where my time is right now. It's with y'all. Major change with that company is I've got way more loan programs, different and better loan programs, better rate flexibility in terms that I can play with a little bit, and significantly quicker turnarounds. So that's a lot of stuff. That's a huge benefit to all of you all as I'm working with you in the future for any refinances or new home purchases. Even if it is a new construction, still talk to me. I would be the first to tell you, go talk to the builder's lender if y'all ever buy another builder home. But call me as well. Let me know. Let me compete. Kind of like I said last week, when you get the loan estimate from them, send it to me. I'll do the same thing. I'll get you my loan estimate first if we have an application, and make us compete. Okay. There is a very good chance that if we can get the builders' incentives, we can do the same, if not better, than what the builders can do, even with some of their promotional stuff. Okay. I kind of know the business. I've been working with them for years. So again, good chance, not always the case, but give us a shot even if it's new construction. If it's not new construction, we win the day all day long. So that's really all I got, y'all. Thanks so much for checking in this week, and I'm looking for my turn off button here. Yeah, we'll see y'all next week. That's all I got.